Lina that's going to be able to gank out a lot, especially now that you do know that there is going to be a Lunox on the side lane before her level 4. There is no way that she's going to be dodging that Abyssal Arrow if it lands on her. So yeah, I think RSG, I like the game plan here, try to take a dominant early game, snowball out of control, give LY4 the space that he needs to farm. Once he gets the first 2 big items and his kit, then hopefully we can close the game out. But time and time we've seen again, Evos, they always have a reply. So we'll live it up with both of these 2 teams, but here it is, potentially the final game between these 2 titans, Evos-SG against RSG-SG.
Let us go for an introductory route onto both of these teams here. And of course, representing Evos-SG, we have JPL rocking and of course riding on a mechanical robot, and that is going to be Joyhead, while Pokemon riding in between of Darkness and Light, playing as Lunox. Girl onto that Yves, Potato, Soccer Player, Bruno, and Soul rocking onto being the bestest warrior, the bravest warrior. He is going to be playing onto Lapu Lapu. Onto the side of RSG, LY4, the Virtuoso, is going to be playing onto Granger. Sync onto Esmeralda as he's looking for his, well, magic carpet, I suppose. While Sana is just going to be rocking his world as he looks into the abyss, playing onto this Selena Fossa, providing healings all over the map, playing onto Rafaela, and finally Jason onto Paquito, or may I say Pacquiao.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sick looking skin, right?
Yeah,
and obviously no better personality to take on the role, one of the best boxers in our generation. And yep, but let's not talk too much about the skin. Top lane, we do have Lapu Lapu being pushed back to... He nearly gave the first blood there, right? So nearly dropped. He's having a bit of difficulty against this Esmeralda. I would have expected them to kind of swap lanes by now. Lunox does do a bit better against the Esmeralda, a little bit more of that long range damage, doesn't really want to stick too close. But either way, Lapu Lapu is going to have a hard time on both sides of the map, right? You're going against a Paquito who's going to have a lower burst. You don't have to sustain early game to really match up against that bursty boxer. Meanwhile, top lane, you're going to just completely get beaten down by Esmeralda. But there is the early game that I talked about, right? Sana going the Abyssal Arrow, catches him, first blood.
He's staring into the abyss. The abyss stares back at you, and it does seem like JPL is going to be the first one to look into that deadly mirror. So really well played coming in from the side of RSG, taking the first shot in. Oh, that far range abyssal arrow captured onto Pokemon. Unfortunately, power of Order Brilliance gets him out, but unfortunately Jason jumps himself back in, managing to survive that not survive on the onslaught, but Jason himself still went down to the side of Evos-SG, giving them a single kill to their name. But all in all, that has been a great start for RSG. They are landing the shots, man. Not having a Lolita in the opponent's side definitely made a very big difference.
Oh, JPL trying to do a little bit of a cheeky ejector there, tries to toss him above the wall, but doesn't really work that well, but that's fine. You got 4 stars, just going to TP back to base, heal up. Evos-SG here now, trying to buy time, and we know Evos, they usually will be able to pull through when the items come up online. But you can see RSG putting on their bestest effort to give Lunox a bit of a bad game. She is the squishiest hero on the map currently, next to Eve. And talking about Eve, nearly going down there. Oh, Gretchen with the Sonata follows up the rest of the, but JPL will take those shots in place of Girl. Oh, so close.
It does seem like RSG, they are slowly getting their footing, right, against Evos, pushing them back to base and then taking the fight in the other ways, such as the fact that they are just putting, well, major damage over to the side onto the turret here in the middle lane. Unstoppable force coming from JPL as he flickers himself away from Sana after realizing that he is a little bit too deep in with not much support, not much ways to get himself out of it all. As Potato dashes himself, slides himself right next to Sync as Soul finishes off this Esmeralda, and they do have free real estate all the way in the top lane, while RSG were busy holding off the middle lane and allowing Granger to once again get another turtle to their team.
Looks like they're going to be swapping objectives as of now, but RSG getting a bonus turtle in the process, getting a lot of dominance on map control in the bottom half of the map. And that's where Evos lacking for now. You know, they can't really rotate to the bottom side because they want to give Bruno this good early game, and hence why they are, you know, they kind of surrender this to RSG. But now we're gonna see our first team fight. Hopefully, Bravest Warrior comes up. The second phase will stun Forza up. But there is not enough time for Evos-SG to follow up from Lapu Lapu, and that's why they will back off.
Things are looking pretty steady for RSG, despite the fact that we are only looking at 5 minutes into the game. They're putting quite a lot of emphasis down here in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, the Abyssal Arrow just did not land right on top of Soul, but it should be pretty much a-okay. The bottom lane turret is now destroyed as they are continuing, they are going to continue their pursuit and onslaught all the way to the middle lane as Sana pushes himself in onto JPL, almost getting it as the bouncing ball just gonna be, well, bouncing between Forza as well as Sana. But alas, no kills that has been credited over to Evos-SG for now.
RSG now trying to capitalize off that early game momentum that we spoke about during the drafting phase. And yes, you know, they do have this 3k goal lead, but let's see where they take with this benefit that they have.
The Void Crystal dealt a decent amount of slow right on top of Jason, while most of Evos-SG have started their initiation right onto LY4, completely tossing him out of commission while Jason was completely slowed to his death. He wasn't even able to get himself closer by getting himself the jab because that he's already in champ state. He can't possibly just waste his champ state. He would want to find his way into the fight by using a double knockout strike. So that was a small little problem from the side of Jason. He didn't want to waste the champ state, and thus that is the death of LY4. Or maybe they don't even care about it because he's completely out of position.
Oh!
Here we go, the Bravest Warrior just gonna be popped right out. JPL with the unstoppable force. Round Forza pushing him in the way. Jason with less than half HP. The power of the Order Brilliance from Pokemon just gonna be getting himself closer and closer to Sync. Really good power of the Chaos Darkening from this Lunox. Gets his last shot in onto Sync and allowing themselves to get more and more of those juicy rewards.
Pokemon flickered the moment he saw Sync use his Falling Star Moon, and that was how quick Pokemon actually adapted to it, right?
It was like a double, right?
Yeah, like
sliding
the moment he knew that Esmeralda was going to be slightly out of the range, he just goes in, and once again the Chaos Shot comes through, nearly gets Jason there, and now Sana in a bit of trouble himself as well. One more shot should do the trick. Potato with the crit.
Pokemon!
1,600 damage, and boy oh boy is that Bruno starting to pop off. Meanwhile, Sync and Forza trying to defend. Oh, look at how quick things gets deleted, bursted into flames.
Oh, no way. Now, this is the power comp of Evos. They're starting to receive their power spike. There's just no way that you can just jump right in like that. Especially when you have got a Pokemon that can just go into Darkening and throw all those Chaos Assaults onto you. Not to forget, we are also looking at JPL. While you're tossed right up into the air, all the smart missiles will be jumping all onto you. So Sync can't jump in onto the front lines like that. In fact, jumping on the back lines, we will only be able to catch Potato or even Pokemon. Once Pokemon gets himself into brilliant state, you are already on a timer.
It was now, JPL once again with another toss. Forza in a bad spot. That's going to be 20 seconds without the Rafaela and without the sustain. Can RSG find a fight here? LY4 playing with fire. JPL looking to groove for another ejector.
Double NOD from Pokemon and Girl. Yeah, ensuring that Jason as well as Sync do not even get themselves that good old healing potential, but most importantly, completely denying this Rafaela from the holy healing. Double NOD this early into the game. How gruesome is this?
It's definitely tough. It's definitely tough.
A lot of respect that Evos is putting into this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a natural build for the Eve, but you know, for Pokemon to go into it as well. Well, speaking about Pokemon, he's waiting for JPL to get the toss in. Sana gets tossed onto the back line by LY4. First one to go down, the Bravest Warrior will smash him into bits. Sync, next one to go down, the crit for Potato. Too much for the Esmeralda to deal with. No chance for a sustain. And now it's down to Sana to defend the mid lane as Jason tries to find something onto the top side. But here we go, JPL already spawning. Will he go to the top or will he join the mid? It doesn't seem like Evos will waste any time. They want to quickly take this tier 3 while 3 members of RSG are yet to be up.
And now they're just gonna be knocking onto the inhibitor turret here into the middle lane. Unfortunately, they do not have any lore to work with, but it's okay. They don't even need to do that, as we do have the power of the Order of Brilliance, which is gonna be popping right out, coming from Pokemon. They are all gonna be getting themselves away and far, far away from RSG, because they don't even need to do or even force out a fight. Evos, they know that they are on a lead now. They do have a massive potential in the mid and the late games. Sync just can't go online just yet, but it is not the end game. He got Enchanted Talisman. He also got himself the Calamity Reaper. What's gonna be next is to ensuring that he gets himself a good amount of Oracle to ensure that he stays alive from Girl or even Pokemon. And surprisingly, he can burst down Potato if he does things right. As we goes on to the next part of this fight, the Void Crystal coming in from Eve slows Jason down. He used the Flicker to get himself out of all of that team fight. It is going to be a 4v4 at this point in time, as Soul is currently out of commission. But Evos SG, they know they shouldn't get involved anymore. And of course, also because the Lord will be popping right out in 5 seconds time.
One shot from Potato. That was all it took to bring LY4 down to half HP. So you can definitely see, you know, this is where the Bruno pops off. This is where it's so dangerous to give Potato the amount of time that he had to farm. Just about 4 minutes ago, we were talking about how RSG had this early game lead. But where is the lead now? It's just gone. Evos now having a 5k goal lead ahead of their rivals.
The game is clearly not over. Most of that late game transitions, I'm going to be looking a lot into Sync, Jason, as well as LY4. Because the thing is, if Sync goes in with a great Falling Star Moon and just sticks himself into the face of Potato, there's really nothing much a Potato can do. With all of that movement speed coming in from the Stardust Dance, everything just can bring him forward and zone Potato away. So the late game, it is not over for RSG just yet.
Yeah, but now RSG, they need to find that one huge team fight that they've been looking for, right? You got Esmeralda Singh already gearing up to take a fight, but somehow Evos always finding a catch with JPL, right? And it has been Forza who's been called out time and time again, constantly being on the booting, receiving end of that ejector. But now, here we go, JPL once again trying to spearhead for Evos.
It doesn't seem like things are looking to be very good, because the Mega Creep is just going to be pushing right down in the bottom lane. While Paquito, he's pushing all the way up top. He needs to get himself back home right about now, because JPL, he will definitely be opening up the map. A single swing of those axes from the Lord is just going to be popping quite a lot of damage. But Sync, oh, he received so much chaos assault damage. JPL is going to be going on with a really nice flip right on top of the LY4. One of the carries just pretty much dead. We're coming up.
Is it over? Oh!
1% and RSG goes back home just like that. Evos SG is your one and only victor when it comes to the MPL-SG Season 1 in a flawless victory throughout the matches in this Grand Finals Best of 5 series, as they are more than ready to go in and touch that trophy.